right? Which I'm not sure if his name is Blue or if he's flying with Blue Squadron, but she calls him Blue. So it looked like a Medal of Honor he received, I'm guessing, for the Battle of Alderaan.
Mm-hmm.
And he leaves it there for her, I'm guessing, as a reminder that she's not alone and that there's something bigger worth fighting for than your own planet.
No doubt that they're going to play that Mandalorian's pinned down and the Blue Squadron comes to save them, and she's like the leader of Blue Squadron or something like that.
Yeah, though she's not a pilot, though.
Don't let the facts, Kyle.
Don't. Oh. Never let the truth get in the way of a good story, right?
She flew the ship in this episode.
She did. She did drive the
sled off the cliff.
Yeah. Which also, I love that we got to see a couple things about that scene. And then I want to get back to your bad guy, the child. Okay. But we had the speeder bikes, right? We got to see some classic stormtrooper ineptitude with the scout troopers just crashing and burning before they even get off the side of the mountain. We also got to see them like good at their job with the two that flanked them. And then one got crushed, but one was able to get on top. And they had a plan. But one thing that I really liked is when the one pointed the pistol at Gina there, or Cara Dune, as the character is, it was a disruptor pistol, which is what they carried in Empire Strikes Back. Scout troopers aren't issued the regular Imperial rifles. They're issued disruptor pistols as their standard issue weapon, and they stayed consistent with that. I really appreciated that.
Well, Gith Guardian is a Palpatine loyalist.
Yes.
Okay.
So the child here.
But hold on, you said something there I want to touch on.
Okay.
I don't remember what it was now. It was a really good point, and I was impressed. And
the scout troopers' ineptitude or being good at the job.
That was one of the problems I have with the thing was when the scout troopers went past Carl Weathers. I can't remember his character's name. He acted like he couldn't turn to catch up to them. It felt like the way they were shooting it, he would go left and go right because he saw them go past.
Yeah.
And then at the very last end, he turns it all the way around and blows him off. It's like, well, the whole time you couldn't just turn it around?
Well, he could. He'd go all the way around. But the problem is that he's, his gun's on top of a ship. He can't shoot anything that's not in front of the gun in a certain right. Because if you've got the gun, it's got to
turn it around to the side to look.
Well, he can turn around to the side, but he's got a limited range.
I understand, but he's never turned to look. That's all.
Well, I think he knew, they went past me. They're going to the front. I think he knew where they went.
So then why not just turn around to the front and stay there?
Well, I was like, oh, she's going to hit the brakes. They're going to shoot forward, and then he's going to pow, pow. We're going to get some big pew-pews out of this. And no, we got no pew-pews.
I thought that. Okay. So, no, okay. You've cleared it up once again. Okay.
I'm sorry. Wait, did I miss you up?
Yeah. No. That's perfect. My was on the child that they were getting Palpatine's blood and infusing that into the child.
Oh, no. They were taking blood out of the child and infusing that into these clones or subjects. I shouldn't even call them clones because I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's a failed Snoke clone. I'm not convinced of that.
Oh, can we listen to the clip here?
Sure.
Okay, here we go.
Highly doubt we'll find a donor with a higher... There were promising effects for an entire fortnight, but then, sadly, the body rejected the blood. I highly doubt we'll find a donor with a higher M count, though. I recommend that we suspend all experimentation. I fear that the volunteer will meet the same regrettable fate if we proceed with the transfusion. Unfortunately, we have exhausted our initial supply of blood. The child is small, and I was only able to harvest a limited amount without killing him. If these experiments are to continue as requested, we would again require access to the donor. I will not disappoint you again, Moff Gideon.
So they're taking blood from the child, and we're infusing those into subjects. Okay. And the M count being midichlorians, but you don't use the M word around Star Wars fans.
Right. Well, Okay, I misunderstood it. I thought the child was one of the subjects, and they were needing more from the donor, and the donor was Palpatine. I misunderstood.
Oh, no.
Okay, I thank you for clearing that up, because I was thinking, oh my gosh, we've got another Palpatine clone coming up in the Star Wars universe. Let's go. let's go. Because that would fix some of the problems with Rey. Like, Baby Yoda is a little Palpatine. I'm ready for some lightning out of the fingers. Let's go.
We may still get that. I don't think he's a Palpatine, though.
You have ruined this for me. Like, I was imagining, like, Baby Yoda getting pissed in 3 episodes and just straight lightning coming out and murking folks. Okay?
He does a full turn from Gizmo to Gremlin.
It's still possible. Okay? It's still possible.
It is.
You've heard it here.
I mean, he was force choking. Like,
yes, you've heard it here first. Baby Yoda, the child, is a Palpatine. I'm going on the record with my theory right there.
I'm going to bet against that, and we'll see. We'll see who comes out ahead there in 7 years when this is over.
Okay, so I'm a little bummed. I thought he's a Palpatine. Like, I missed that key three words there.
Now, I think that Moff Gideon is trying to create super soldiers by infusing them with force-sensitive people's blood to get them to become force-sensitive. I think that that's what he's trying to do.
See, I thought they were going with hey, we're going to explain Palpatine's been working on clones this whole time, and this is where we're going to start weaving that in. You don't think that's what's going on?
No, I think that they might get into cloning, but, Palpatine with cloning, he did a bad job. Because also, when you clone yourself, why do you grow the oldest version of yourself as a clone?
He wanted
you have a young version of yourself.
Strapping in.
And if you can transfer consciousness from one clone to another, which is a whole nother like moral and ethical minefield, which I know the
Palpatine's way past that, bro.
Yes, but they're both Palpatine. If you have Palpatine Prime and Palpatine Clone 1, they're both Palpatine. Like, they've been cloned.
Yes, but the ethical problems are not Palpatine's to deal with. Like you're concerned about it. Palpatine's not.
Okay, I'm concerned. But, like, how does the clone, who's the younger version, not kill the old Palpatine? Like,
too. It has to be that way.
It's there can only be one. It's the Star Wars, the Highlander. That's going to be the next movie to come out.
Okay, so my Palpatine Baby Yoda theory, I'm going to say it just because I said it now and I've got down that hill. However, it seems unlikely. So, what is the child then? How do they find the child?
Oh, I think that the child is the son of Yoda and Yaddle. That's who I think the child is.
If that's true, then they just keep denigrating what we saw in the original Clone Wars, not the original Clone Wars, the prequels.
Yes, which I know Jedi are not supposed to mate, but they have made exceptions. Okay, there are exceptions. I'm sorry?
In lore or in canon?
In canon, they have made exceptions to Jedi whose species spawn very rarely or are in danger of extinction.
Now, where is this at?
So, I don't think it's Cat-Eye Al-Mundi. Give me a moment to look him up. Members of the Jedi Council.
Like a comic book? Is it like a book? Like a show you made up in your head?
Let's see. No, it's from one of the books. Oh, it is Cat-Eye Al-Mundi. That's who I'm thinking of. Kai-Adi Mundi. Sorry, I rattle things off. He's a Sarian from Saria with a binary brain. Blah blah blah. His race only spawns like once every 100 years. And so he's allowed to go make babies every once in a while. But I'm going to let me do some quick research on my phone while we're here.
Well, while you're looking that up, so one of the things that I understand about Lucas is Lucas said that Yoda doesn't have a species, right? Like he's speciesless, and so to define what Yoda is not within Lucas's framework, which obviously doesn't matter anymore because Disney. I was trying to put it politely, but if Baby Yoda is Yoda's child, Yoda's a bad dad for not force vision with him or something.
Yeah. So and maybe he's not maybe Yoda's not his dad, but I'm confident that Yaddle is his mom because we only see Yaddle in Episode 1, Phantom Menace, and then she's gone. And in Legends, Yaddle was awesome. Like, Yaddle gave Yoda a run for his money. And he actually was not a big fan of bringing her onto the council, and that made a lot of people think that Yoda was jealous of Yaddle.
You watch your mouth.
And it looks like I am confusing Legends with canon. It looks like it is a Legends comic storyline where, because the Sarians do have children so rarely, that's where he was allowed to go propagate his species. So it looks like that's Legends.
Podcast is not relevant.
I'm sorry.
Not any of the podcasts is relevant, but particularly the last 3 minutes.
Well, it's good, but see, they keep bringing Legends stuff and making it canon. So it's a maybe. It's a maybe.
Maybe, like to say.
Yeah.
Maybe. So you think Yoda, the child is Yaddle's child?
Yes.
Based upon that, either it's a Force baby, or Yoda's the daddy, or there's another Yaddle Yoda thing out there that we haven't seen. Those are really the only possibilities, right?
Yes. In fact, well, there could be a bunch. In other...
Well, listen, Yaddle and Mace Windu, if they had a baby, it probably didn't look that. That's all I'm trying to say.
No, it would not look like that. But we see in like Rebels where, hey, a species that they thought was basically extinct has a secret colony.
That's what I just said. There's other Yodas out there that we don't know about.
Yeah, there could be a whole planet of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying we don't know about them. So it's either Yoda's the daddy, it's a Force baby, or there's other Yodas we don't know about. Right. That's the three options, right?
Yes.
Yes. Right. Yes. Where there's a planet, a galaxy, a universe. There's at least one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Yaddle's the mama.
I think so. That's what I think. I think Yaddle's the mama. I think that's why we never saw her. So maybe. Okay. Wow. This could get real dark in this. Imposing our current political and Western values onto the Star Wars universe.
A long time it's happened.
But I think Yaddle was taken off the council because she got pregnant. That's what I think.
Conspiracy theory. Okay.
Yeah. Or they found out that she had given it. Because that's the other thing. Is they're like, and this goes back to Episode 1 when it was like, the signal is 50 years old. I don't think the child's 50 years old. Maybe the child was in an egg 50 years ago. Maybe they were originally tracking the child's parent, and then that parent died, and now we have the child. And I think the child's more like 20 or 30.
Non-Star Wars wizards out there, which if they've listened this long, they've got to be like diehard Star Wars fans.
Yes.
However, for the few that aren't, episodes Mandalorian is 40 years after Episode 1. Is that right? Roughly?
Is it even that long? It might be less. Maybe because it's in 9 ABY.
We got to think. Episode 1, Anakin's 10. By the end of 3, he's 20, right?
20. I think it was older than that.
There's at least 10 years between 1 and 3 is all I'm saying.
Yes, yeah, at least.
And then it's how long between 10 and 6, 3 and 6? Luke's how old in 4? 16.
So 23 years old is how old Anakin is. So Episode 3 takes place. Oh, I'm sorry, not 16. He's 19.
Okay. So you
episode
got 13 years, 19 years between. So that's it.
So that's 19 BBY from Episode 3 to Episode 4. That's before the Battle of Yavin. So 19 BBY, and now we're 9 ABY. So it's 28 years from Episode 3. And so Anakin was 9 in Episode 1. So that'd make it 32 years from Episode 1 to now.
And this thing's 50 years old.
Right.
So that's 18 years